Global Gathering 2001 was one of the most successful festivals of last year. Promoted as the only pure dance music festival in the UK, you won't find Jarvis Cocker on this lineup. It's become a must for the true clubbing enthusiast. Last year, the Long Marston site was soaked in sunshine on what turned out to be the hottest day of the summer.
It was the best festival ever. It was superb, and I can't wait for next year. Next year's going to be bigger and better.
It was just unbelievable, do you know what I mean? It was a brilliant day.
Look at it. Forget me. It's all in what's going on out there.
An amazing visual and audio experience. Global Gathering 2001 was one of the few festivals last year to sell out, showing its approach to large outdoor parties is what you want.
Global Gathering last year, wicked, danced all night. Global Gathering last year, and it was awesome.
They're always good fun. You know, it's great to be outdoors and party outdoors.
Only Gatecrasher, Cream, Homelands and Now God's Kitchen seem to be able to carry off a festival of this size.
God's Kitchen is now officially one of the most premier clubs in the UK and probably globally.
Following on from the huge success of 2001, this year's event will be bigger and better than ever, with an extra 10,000 people, 30 more DJs and 2 more stages. It's set to rock your summer.
Future.
A main objective of Global Gathering is to represent the dance music scene in its entirety. You'll find house, trance, techno and drum and bass. God's Kitchen have teamed up with some of the best club names in the country to help them stage Global Gathering 2002. The Hard House Arena will feature the biggest, maddest brand for this type of dance music, Sund Essential. Established 5 years ago at Club Pulse in Birmingham, Sund Essential were the first club promoters outside of London to get a full Sunday licence. The music policy is louder, harder, faster, which is exactly what its loyal crowd demand. Atomic Jam started back in 1995, dedicated to showcasing the biggest names in techno. They've had everyone from Richie Hawtin to Sven Vath spinning for them and are undoubtedly the biggest purely techno club in the UK. Their home venue is the Q Club in Birmingham, which plays host to some of the most up-for-it partygoers anywhere. The House Music Arena will be catered for by one of London's most established clubs, The Gallery. Running for nearly a decade, The Gallery at Turnmills attracts the cream of international DJs. The home of Tall Paul, his dad owns the place, the Lucky Bugger. It's become a launching pad for many DJs' careers. Tom, the Tribal King Stefan, to name but one. The US House Arena is Birmingham's own Babushka, with its sexy, stylish sound. This relative newcomer is a firm favourite with the DJs and the crowd alike. And the Progressive Arena sees Colours, Scotland's finest, at the helm. Also running for nearly a decade now, Colours is the biggest night in Scotland and has long been at the forefront of the tribal scene. Resident DJs such as John Digweed and Steve Lawler play the Arches in Glasgow every month to what has to be the most appreciative crowd anywhere in the UK. The Drum and Bass Arena will be hosted by Helter Skelter, a huge clubbing brand that's been around since the birth of the British club scene. A firm favourite with the masses, Helter Skelter boasts lineups other promoters can only dream about. Global Gathering 2002 will see the best drum and bass DJs in the world mixing classic tunes with new. The main stage will be hosted by God's Kitchen itself. This stage needs no introduction. With their usual attention to detail, it'll be a sensory wonderland of tough house, dazzling visuals and uplifting trance. The brains behind the enormously successful Global Gathering events are Birmingham's God's Kitchen, one of the world's biggest clubbing brands. Founded in 1996, God's Kitchen stamped its authority on the UK club scene at Birmingham's classic venue, The Sanctuary, with an unrivaled music and production policy that instantly captured the imagination of thousands of clubbers. God's Kitchen has quickly established itself as one of the few genuine non-corporate club nights for a rapidly expanding dance music scene. By 2000, God's Kitchen was thriving. A dedicated following in the UK made sure the nights always sold out. After the Sanctuary was the move to their current UK venue, Code, an impressive purpose-built club in the heart of Birmingham. The envy of most British club brands, Code features the latest entertainment technology available in the 21st century. DJs are stunned by the quality of the sound system, and the crowd is amazed by the incredible lighting and the state-of-the-art decor. These days, God's Kitchen is reaping the rewards of its honest, unpretentious attitude to clubbing. From their offices in Broad Street, Birmingham, the God's Kitchen team are busy organising events all over the world, as well as maintaining their status as a leading UK promotion.
Hi, this is the God's Kitchen offices. My name's Neil.
Hi, I'm Chris.
My name's James Allgate.
My name's Ed King.
My name's Ryan Matthews.
I'm Paul Rice.
This is the reception area where most people come and get told to wait for an exceedingly long amount of time. If the phone doesn't get answered when you want your ticket, it's her fault. Lunatics. This is Jonathan, who does design, next to Chris, my partner, Slimline as usual.
Good looking.
Mark, who does all of the internet, so when your posts get deleted, that's the one to blame. And over here, Mr. Paul Rice, who is really responsible for absolutely nothing. Anybody who supplies with God's Kitchen, you have to wait for your money, as you know. This is why you don't get paid. This is Antonia in the corner. She won't turn around because, you know, she's not the best looking. Antonia, say hello. She's okay. Through here we have Babushka. Babushka is a Saturday night at the club that we do. It's a great, successful, funky house night, and these people all love themselves. They're all posers. This is Pat, as you can see. He's been watching too much of Disco Fever. On the other side of that is James, the new Slimline James, who's the DJ for Babushka and does a lot of the DJ bookings. And here is Ryan, who really just does absolutely nothing. Promotes God's Kitchen, but we've put him in here because nobody else wants to work with him. Behind you, we have the PR department in here. I have no idea who's in here. These people get paid money. I don't know what they do because we're never in any magazines. It's Ed who's tapping away, but he's usually very rude. Hello. That's Ed. Through here is the hub of it all, where we all sit and do nothing really. And in here we have a guy sitting here at the moment, Mr. Castro from Los Angeles. We've been discussing doing a big festival for 50,000 people in LA for him. This is Chris's desk, as you can tell. Mackie D's, that's why he claims to be good looking but slightly overweight. And this is where I sit. Try and make it all tick.
Organising an event the size of Global Gathering in the UK is anything but easy. The 2001 festival was a runaway success, but was only made possible because of the commitment and dedication of its promoters.
I think it was something that we had to do to progress and bring something to the, you know, something new to the club. As I think 3 years ago we went to Ibiza and that was a great success, and the following year we'd built Code and therefore had our own venue. So it really. Last year we had to bring, in my opinion, we had to bring something else new to the table.
I don't think anybody in the industry thought God's Kitchen could do it. Everybody looks down at us, oh, it's a small club, but we exploded.
I think that behind the scenes it was such a turbulent time for us as a company. You know, the other dance promoters that are out there all have big concert promoters backing them and booking the talent and doing all sorts of things for them, which we don't have. And I have to say, hindsight being a wonderful thing, I'm glad we don't have it. You know, we pulled it off, and now we have our own festival without anybody else telling us who to book, what to do, where to have it, and what the budgets are.
Because it was our first one, we didn't have the Okies and the Van Dykes and people like that. But this year,
It was a very turbulent time and very stressful. The local authority made it very difficult last year by turning down the licence and us having to go to court. That was, again, you know, Chris walking around with a heart monitor on last year pretty much sums up the stress levels.
stress on the day is hectic. Everybody wants to talk to you. Keep getting called back for the gates, guest list passes, guest list passes. Making sure the DJs are getting paid, getting the DJs from the car parks on these buggies to the arenas through the crowd, because it was that packed. It was a nightmare. Worrying about the ticket sales we were, because it was our first festival. We were all in the office, stressed out that back. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Stress, heavy stress. Lost a girlfriend over it, put it that way.
I thought it was a fantastic festival. I thought that it proved that it is about the clubbers, it's about the people, and it's about the atmosphere that's created at those events. It wasn't made by any individual or any individual arena or any individual DJ. It was made by the people that attended, and I think that we have a lot to thank them for, because that's why I think the festival was so good. And I just look forward to 2002 this year, hopefully superseding what we achieved last year.
God's Kitchen has become as well known with the partygoers of New York and Las Vegas as it is with the party animals back home. With countless tour dates for 2002 from Japan to South America, they look set to continue establishing God's Kitchen as a major player on the global dance scene. Its residency at Amnesia in Ibiza has gone from strength to strength since starting in 1999. With Tall Paul at the helm for their first year on the White Isle, God's Kitchen rocked the summer's clubbing capital, filling the 5,000-strong venue every week.
We did God's Kitchen at Amnesia for the third year running, and it was the best year we've had. The first year was very much a find your feet. The second year, obviously just building on that, and then really everything came to fruition last year. We really pushed on last year and made it the best summer we've had.
Summer 2001 saw Fergie and Tiesto take up exclusive residencies for God's Kitchen in Ibiza.
We got great DJ lineups, and basically we had it off.
God's Kitchen have something radically different for Ibiza 2002, so make sure you don't miss it. The first obstacle any major event has to overcome is licensing, a notoriously difficult situation where local government and magistrates have to grant the organisers permission to go ahead with their plans. The proposed location for Global Gathering 2002 makes things even more tricky. Shakespeare's hometown of Stratford-upon-Avon is right next door, and some of the local councillors aren't happy. Last year, Global Gathering experienced just how frustrating this business can be. They eventually got the licence, but not before taking their case through a lengthy appeal process. This year, God's Kitchen director Chris Griffin is taking no chances. In early 2002, he assembled a crack team of specialists for the licence hearing in Stratford. Experts from all the production departments meticulously planned their case. God's Kitchen spared no expense in bringing Susanna Fitzgerald QC in to argue their points. A woman with a reputation for getting what she wants.
When we had the appeal hearing last year, I said to my sister, I think not a question of money, because I really want the party to happen. Get me the top person in the country, which is QC in London, that's basically amazing, very aggressive, but very very cool with it as well. So we thought, because of the problems we had last year, we'd get her back up for this year and get her onto the council. But it's going to be quite an interesting hearing, I think. I mean, like I said, it's a shame that we couldn't go in there and film it for the reason that there's a certain councillor on the committee that I believe she's going to ask to step down when she goes in there. Basically, there's a councillor that sits on the licence committee today. He's the councillor of the area, he's the guy that looks after the area where the party is, and that area is objecting. Well, that's like going into a court and having one of the jurors be the mother of the victim. You can't do it. It's basically against civil liberties statutes that he's there. He knows that he shouldn't be there. The council know he shouldn't be there. The council told him he shouldn't be there, but he said, well, I'm still going to be here. So she's going to play it by ear today and see how she feels. If she feels that we're going to get an unfair hearing, which I can't see, how we are going to, and then she's going to ask him to step down, which would be quite funny.
The morning meeting goes well, and the party leave for the hearing, minus Chris, who it's decided is best left at the hotel, as he tends to get a bit emotional.
Several hours later, still haven't heard anything. I'm feeling a bit pensive. Some of the guys might be getting a hard time, I don't know.
It's not until one of the party returns that he gets an idea of how the proceedings are going.
Councillor is not sitting on the committee for the decision.
But he's on there asking questions.
Asking all the relevant questions.
And is he giving them a hard time?
He's giving, well, they've done me so far for doing all the traffic. So So he's given me quite a hard time, but I answered all his questions, no problems, and some of them made him look a little bit sort of silly.
And does it, no surprises?
They've thrown in things about weight limits on bridges, but you know, we answered that saying we just signpost, you know, cars only. You know.
It was this that brought this up.
Yeah.
Right, he's done his own work to try and make it as difficult as possible.
Later in the afternoon, Chris gets called to the court. Expecting to have to go to appeal again, he's prepared for the worst. But his determination to host the most spectacular dance music event of the summer remains intact. And where there's a will, there's a way.
Excellent, got it, granted. 35,000 people in the field in Stratford. Let's have it. Right, here we are, stood at the entrance to the site. This is what we've been talking about all day, trying to get the licence for. Basically, it's granted now, so we're here, and this is where the work starts. We were thinking we'd have to go for appeal. Basically, the local authority had the faith in us. In fact, they turned around and said that, you know, they thought we were a good organisation. We obviously know what we're doing from the way last year was run. So, you know, we're going to repay that faith by putting on an exceptional event for, you know, the 35,000 people that are going to come to attend a party of a lifetime. Last year was like the groundwork to put on something different, and anyone who came will certainly say Global Gathering was, you know, one of the best festivals, if not the best of the year, and it was totally different to what everyone else is doing now. Well, this year we're going to go 10 times better than that, 10 times more production, more weird and wonderful things that we're going to blow their minds. At the end of the day, a lot of these dance music promoters are like, you know, corporate clubbing and all this sort of thing. God's Kitchen's always held the attitude that, you know, all this corporate clubbing's bollocks. At the end of the day, we started out on the dance for all of us, everyone in God's Kitchen, and that's where we're remaining. We might have got more professional so that we can put on events like this, but our heart and soul is basically with the people out on the dance floor, not the next sponsorship deal or the next album deal. I like to get on the dance floor as often as possible, make a proud of myself, but, you know, basically get out as much as possible, keep in touch with what's really going on. This is Peter. Basically, he's the guy that takes care of all the production, the nuts and bolts, and basically makes it look the top class site is going to look on the night.
Well, we're going to have 7 tents, 35,000 people. We have the biggest tent up there, which is going to hold 15,000 people, and then all around, as far as you can see, we're going to spread other big tops. They're all going to be intermingled with activities, fun fair rides, great big franchises. Today it's cold. When you come, it'll be red hot and lovely. Probably on the night we'll have about 600-700 staff working, bars, franchises, site staff, security, cloakroom, so anything up to 1,000 staff probably. Last year we did 5 trucks of bottled water. I think this year we'll do maybe 7, 8, depends on the weather. We've got a big 12-inch main that's put on just to come into the site, just for free drinking water, so you can tell it's like building a small village. We've got enough power to probably power Stratford upon Avon if we wanted. We've got probably 17 miles of power cable, 23 miles of production cable doing all the lights. Really, the only way to compare it is like building a village, having a great big party in it, wrecking it and going.
We've got this water screen being put in the centre of the site, surrounded by these 30-foot high sunflowers and daffodils. And what we're going to do is project anything we like on it, people dancing in the main arena, put onto the screen, and it looks like they're just floating in the air.
Basically, I'm stood pretty much where one of the 70-watt YAG laser systems are going to sit. And basically, for this year's Global Gathering, we're going to use 4 of them and basically create like a virtual canopy with laser lights that we're going to kick in like basically the surprise time during the night, sort of 11:30, 12 o'clock when it's really dark. What we're looking at doing is creating sort of, I suppose, a virtual dome. So that you look like you're sat inside a cone of lasers throughout the whole night. So you walk out of the tent, you've got this amazing production inside. You walk out and there's just fucking lasers everywhere. You have to go for civil aviation clearance to use them. You have to let all the local airports know because you don't want any planes landing on you. The site's going to look like Disneyland for the club kids. This place is going to be like nothing anyone's ever seen.
So make sure you're there. Saturday the 27th of July, Long Marsden Airfield.